When we first started this city, what were our goals? Roll the clip! One of those things is to really focus on the walkability, bikeability, and public transit in our city. And the other thing that we will be focusing on quite a bit is trying to put down the monuments. So far, we've been mindful of unique buildings and some walkability, but not much. And at 8 episodes in, this is unacceptable. You should demand better of me. So today, not only will we help our citizens walk or bike around Derminport, not only will we make big money doing so, we will also make it pretty. Thank you for joining me in our modded City Skylines gameplay today. Let's first acknowledge where we have made walkability a thing. We've done a little bit here, and I have never seen anyone using this trail. This one, mostly for looks. But if we come nearby, we have this little bridge, and you can see already people using it. If we zoom out a bit, you can see what it accomplishes. There's these train tracks in the middle, right? And it connects the industry area over here to the residential area over here, and we will be working on this today to make it even better. Zooming out and back down, we've also started some walkability down here over the roundabout. There are plenty of people using it over on this side, but I haven't connected anything over here yet. I think I've been wondering how to hop over the road here, and today we are finally going to solve that problem. Zooming way on over to our new Wistland area, I have put walkable paths. I've placed manual paths all along the side here as well. So that helps our Sims get from this side of this main road over to that side. And I believe I did it both ways. So you will actually see them. Yeah, you can see them right there cutting in and out of this unique building to hop over that road. But other than a few connections at parks, or we have seen some like small connections at the sides of roads, I haven't really done anything extravagant for the walkability of this city. And today that needs to change. We'll start by pausing the game, and we are going to just delete the bridge. Now, I have gone into the workshop and I have downloaded this. The invisible park gate assets. These are by King Leno, and we will place down our first one, and you will see that it doesn't put any visual gate down. The only thing that we will have to kind of fuss with is that it uses the ParkLife pathing. Now, I know that we could tidy that up or change that up using either touch this or maybe Bob will work or something, but when I was reading the workshop description, some people were having trouble with Sims not counting as going through the gates. So we're going to start out with it looking like this. Let's do that, and we will have to upgrade this to an elevated version. Okay, so we've got this to start. It's the same height as the other one was. I think that's going to be okay, and we'll just have to see. I'm gonna pull it back a little bit in hopes that people will in fact pay when they go through Cherry Hill here, and then I'm going to try to make this go across the railroad track at like the perpendicular, but we do have, of course, a node right under here. We can scooch that along, and hopefully that will be okay. What I'm going to do with these is I'm just going to leave these names blank. Depending on how many of these we end up doing, it might look a little weird to have all of these names all around the city. So I'm watching people go through, and we will just have to see. Is he going through the gate? I don't know. That person looked like they were. Oh, it's a little pupper dog. These people definitely look like they're avoiding the gate. But I think we will have to let time pass if we are going to figure this out for sure. We could probably, so this is all part of that asset. If I get rid of this, put it over there, and then move this more this way. See, it definitely, you can watch them going around the outside of the gate. Tricky! So this clearly isn't working, so we are going to delete it. And we are going to grab a section of road, bring it down, and I just want to build it very short this way. This fence we'll have to fuss with, of course. I'm going to take this and place it actually over there, but then I'm going to move it over this way. See, then it's only connecting to the road and it doesn't look like it's connecting to the building. So I think that could potentially be our problem solved. Let's bring it across the gap. We don't need it to be extraordinarily pretty just to test it, do we? So let's go like so, press go and see what happens. Now, I think we will need to tidy up the park zoning. So you can get out of here. That is the park. Oh, and I'm realizing, oh, now I've really shown that I am not completely engaged yet. We should be putting a side gate over here. Let's go. Is there an invisible side gate? Yes. Okay. Not in park area. Well, I was just there. Let's get the side gate over. I don't know, let's put it there for now. Right, so it just has that path. I'm so curious what this is all going to look like with this gap being so small, but if we do that, let's try this now. And where is the park? Hey, as we sit here on speed 3, we are seeing the number of visitors go up fairly steadily, so I have hope.
Rebellions are built on hope.
The next thing I'm going to want to do with this is going to want to make it look better, of course. So if we move this over this way, let's like bring it out and bring it back in to kind of reattach it. I'm just looking for this perpendicular crossing over here. I actually do kind of like that bridge better anyways than the regular old pathway. Over here, we are going to grab this gate and we're going to do a lot of fussing with it. I think if I could please just get that node, that would be wonderful. Bring it over here and then let's grab this fence type with the picker mod and start bringing it around. Now it's going to say distance too short and it's a liar. So I'm going to do 2 straight lines that look awful, and then I'm going to grab the nodes of them and put them where I want, like this and then like this. Can we get that to connect up in a way that looks all right? I'm holding control to make it move more slowly. I think we could do that, have it connect on the corner, and then do we want to try to do this with it? Actually, that's not so bad, is it? I think that's looking okay. I wonder if I want this one to be a little bit rounded like so. Yes, I know that it's an odd shape, but I think it makes sense to have it fit the pavement. Maybe what we can do here, let's see how nice Surface Painter is going to be. Can we, it's so hard to get it to do what you want it to do. We can put some trees and stuff there to make that a little less obvious, but I think this is the way that I want this to go. Now, I think in order to make this a bit more obvious that you're going into kind of a gritty working area, I am going to put this asset down that I found while searching for things on the workshop. It's apparently UK specific, but you know what? Derminport is made up of many different areas, and I'm just going to place it right there, and it just kind of and it will mark that you aren't supposed to be bringing like large tractors, that kind of thing, over this bridge. It's meant for people on their feet and on bikes. Let's also grab a couple of the trees that are nearby and bring them over to this side. We don't want to fill this in too much. To me, that would just be strange to have like a super green area beside this giant rail yard that is kind of dank and grungy or whatever, but I think just having a couple of these here will help mitigate the oddness of this shape. I think there is at least one more we could put down. I think that bush is too big. Now, I've obviously had anarchy on wall placing some of these, so this is a great opportunity to scooch these around. This poor house is infested with trees. What have we done? But this bush is exactly what I'm looking for. Let's come back over here. And do you see where that pavement slips out from the fence? If we just do this, guess what, guys? You don't see that pavement anymore. It's perfect. It's lovely. And back over on this side, I think this is a great place to look for a bench and maybe a bin to put down here. Our first scam park is almost done. We just need to come back into here. We need to go like this, double the ticket prices, and we will check on this a bit later on to see just how much money we're making. Right now we're making about $200. Now, if you're looking at this rail yard thinking, wow, what detail, what beautification, and you want to see this being done, I've been dabbling into live streaming here on YouTube, and I've only been live streaming Derminport stuff, detailing. This is a great chance for you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and you want to catch this kind of thing being done in the city. I plan on doing these live streams when I can to get some more detail and prettification like this put in. Swinging just a couple steps back from where we were just working, there are some opportunities here and here to be making some money. So I am going to pause the game and we are going to do the same thing with these two paths. The gates are successfully installed and we are going to whack the price up to 20. I think I said dollars earlier, but these are simoleons dollars. Now there is a fair amount of traffic here and some of it is just because it is an intersection, but some of it is also because you can see people crossing the street. I think the number of people crossing the street here is amplified by the paths being good and being used, so we are going to actually take advantage of that. Going to pause the game again, going to expand our park area through this little spot between these two houses over here, and it's going to connect somewhere here, maybe even somewhere this side. Oh, but I want you to be the same park, please. Thank you. Let's go to our invisible side park gates, and was it this one? I think yes. Going to do over here, and after adjusting the park one more time, over here as well. We'll have to tidy up the trees and stuff, and then I do want one right here, but I think I must have made that non-zoning, so I'm just going to drop it there and then grab it and swing it around to be over this way. Very good. Now, connecting these paths up is going to be the challenge. So let's grab our paths. We will come across this street. I want to do it right here. That is a height of 12 right now. It will absolutely be lowered. And then let's connect it like so. Easy peasy. Again, with that being lowered, it's not going to be so steep of an incline. Over here, there's a few things we could do. I think we will bring this through there, and I think I'm going to grab this path, do a curve with it to eventually line up with this path over here. We can even make it a little bit of a wobble, and I'm just trying to decide where to connect this elevated path, right? I wonder if we just do this, how is that going to look? We of course have left collision off and prop and tree anarchy on, so all of the trees are going to need some fixing, but we have a very kind volunteer truck here waiting for us to lower this path so that we can see just how much clearance we do or do not need. That looks okay. Let's wait for some more trucks to go through. That doesn't look okay, so that might be where it has to go. We've got a garbage truck and it looked fine. It went through just fine. Scrolling away, let's get some of these trees not completely on top of our path. It may have made more sense to do this with collision on, but I do still want these trees here. I just want them in different spots. Our trees have been moved around. I changed this to be a straight path, and I think that looks pretty nice. What we are going to do finally over here is make this a no crossing zone. We'll allow crossing there. Actually, no, we won't allow crossing there either because they have all of these areas that they can cross over instead, and hopefully that will help. We've just made this kind of into a bit of a park, right? So I think it would be worth our time to put down a couple benches and spiffin this place up a bit, spiff this place up a bit. One of our parks has reached level 2, which is pretty cool. We're not going to do much with that information, but it's nice to know we're doing something right. I'm going to grab all of these bins and benches that I just put down, and we're going to put them to terrain height. And I was thinking of putting something here to kind of justify the curve we've got going on. Is there a tall statue we could put there? We could put the Victorian, European victory statue maybe. It might be a little too tall. It's a little beyond what I was thinking. But we could PO it and make it smaller, and I think that's the way. So if we bring it down smaller, that looks pretty good, and then tuck it back here. I like that. It feels to me like this curvage around this way was meant to go around this statue, and I'm happy for that. Let's click on our main gate and see how much money we're making. This was the park that leveled up. That makes sense. And look at how many simoleon dollars we are making from this park. That works just fine for me. We can check over here as well. And yeah, $300. That is better than $0. Now, coming over here, we have quite a bit of a whole thing to tackle with this roundabout. I love the inside of the roundabout. I love the work that I've done to detail kind of these bits around here. Going to just tidy that up real quick, but I don't love the path. I used this path here because it's what we were using in this park. We are going to do a major swap out. So why don't I press the big time speed button and just get this looking the way we want it to look. Unpausing, I will show you, this is what I've had to do over here. I could not figure out a way to bring the pathing across this road without it looking really out of place. In my headcanon, this area is all really like old feeling and back to the basics, and they wouldn't have any fancy stuff like overhead pathing and that sort of thing. So I've just brought it down to another invisible park gate here. I made this elevated because it looked super odd if it was not elevated, and I think we will have to put down rocks and stuff in here to make it look like this sort of landscaping makes sense. And they're just going to have to cross here. So far, this hasn't been a problem intersection. I think we will do this real quick, but until this becomes a problem, I'm not going to worry about it. And back here, there really isn't anything important anyways, with lots of cars going to it, so I don't think it's going to be a trouble. Let's zoom in here though and get some rocks and trees happening up in here. While I've got the benches loaded, we might as well. The benches loaded, that sounds like a baseball reference. Did you guys know that I'm super good at sports and stuff? These guys look like they are going around the gate again. I would love to see someone coming in the other way. Let me speed 3. Yes, that guy, who are you? Todd Cook, if that's your real name, going around the gate. So we are going to take the gate, turn it, move it back a bit. That's going to make this look a little bit funky. I did do a little bit of node controller work here, so that looks a bit better. Let's see if that helps our cause. I think it will. Yes. See, law-abiding citizen Oscar Smith did not go around the gate. Good job, Oscar. I'm very proud of you. And we'll get some bins in here as well. Are these guys stuck? I think these guys might be stuck. They look stuck. We can test by going to the traffic manager, go to maintenance, and reset stuck sims and vehicles. Yes. So what have we done that causes them to get stuck there? Maybe it's just too far away from the sidewalk. There's so many potential problems happening. Let's try this. They're stuck still, but if I move it closer, they don't stick. So I just want to see. She's going around the gate again though. Many adjustments later. So I finally seem to have found the sweet spot where Sims are not going around the gate and they are not getting stuck. And I am just working on trying to make it look like there's a reason that this path is elevated. A reason that I can think of is because it's too like rocky and boulders and stuff getting in the way. So I'm just placing a few rocks around. I think something that was on our to-do list for a future live stream is to wood up this area. For now, I think I am happy with that. Let's check on this park. Where is it? It's right here. And it is making money. We are going to whack up the price and hopefully it will make more money. But let's check on each entrance and make sure people are doing what they should be doing. Back here, they're definitely going around the gate. So we'll take the gate and and we will pull it back. I have fixed as much gate skipping as I can without people getting stuck. They were getting stuck over here too, but it looks like I've been successful. We are about to level up to level 2 for this park without putting down any decorations, and there, it just happened while we were looking at it. The next pathway that we are going to make is going to be connecting these two areas. They're just screaming for a way for people to be able to get from one to the other, and there goes a plane. And I don't know about you guys, but I remember walking along the train tracks with my friends when I was young. It is not a good thing to do. I do not condone this action in any way, but we are going to take the nature reserve path and we are going to make it not clip, hopefully. If I just grab all of those nodes and make them that height, does that help it? It does help it. So that is the ticket. Let's do the same over here. Make it that height. Make it that height. There, it's that node. I found him. I found the cause. And you just do what I want you to do? That would be real swell. So that looks all fixed up. Yes. I'm using it the nature reserve path because I want it to feel like not man-made, not like someone did this on purpose. I want it just to feel like enough people have walked by these train tracks that this path came into existence. You know, that it's a real phenomenon. Now, what I think we're gonna do here is just try to connect it first. It should and has done the landscaping work for us, which is really helpful. And honestly, I think that part is going to be just that easy. That's a pretty natural slope. I am thinking that looks just fine. And then if we come over this way, how are we going to tackle this? How would people walk this path? I think they might do a couple whooshes, like an S kind of thing, to be able to go up such a steep slope, right? Yeah, that feels actually pretty natural. I think once we put some trees around it, it'll be good. So even though it is a long way to walk, our Sims are now capable of walking from over here to this way, and I'm not even going to charge them for it. You can call me a gracious mayor all you like. I will take the applause. You know what I am going to charge people for though? Getting across this river. Let us come over this way and we will put our first park entrance, the main park entrance. I'm just gonna put it there for now. Rename Kent Meadows. I'm so sorry. These are invisible. We don't even know they're there. I definitely have some park tidying up to do, and bring this across like so. Come over this way and grab the invisible side gate. Now, where can we put this bad boy? I'm gonna put it there for now, and then I'm going to bring it over this way and bring it around. But I'm going to, this is gonna be a struggle because it's going to try to connect to this key, but I don't want them to connect to this key if I can help it. I do think this is the best place to put it though, so what I'm going to try is I'm going to put it there, leave it there for now, and I wonder if as soon as we attach a path to it, will it then detach itself from the key? I feel like that's a thing that happens sometimes. It did not happen this time. We will fix it, but across this bridge, I would like to use one of the new nice pedestrian paths. That one's pretty wide. Let's try this one. And I'm going to go like so. Let's see what we have going here. After much fussing, I have made this exist over here. I have not seen anybody using this one yet, so I'm not sure if they're skipping the gate or not. Now I'm noticing I just saw this over here. That's just going to be like that. Okay. And this is now level all the way across. And coming over here, we had the park pathing down here, and I just PO'd some wooden slabs over it. I don't think it's perfect, but I actually don't have touch this anymore, and Bob won't work for this path. At least not the Bob that I have. The next challenge is to get from over here to right over here, and I think what's going to eventually happen is we're going to have some sort of nice park in here, like an actual park, and this roundabout is going to be fully and completely decorated, so I think it will lend itself well to a more man-made looking structure rather than trying. I was originally thinking maybe we try to go under the bridge and make it look like people just wearing down the path again, but I think we could get away with something more man-made looking. So we're going to put a side entrance there, a side entrance there, and we are going to very easily grab an elevated concrete path, and I think I'm going to take it all the way up here. That is probably too low, but I just want to get it located where it's going to stay. And then it's going to be as simple as doing this. I will grab these paths with Move It, and I'm holding down Alt, and it makes that curve nice for me. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. And I think this is going to be one of the ones where we just have to say, it's fine right now. It will be better when we finish this round about. But hopefully that will mean some people start to come over here. If we click on the main gate, we see 2 total people have used these paths. So let's crank the prices anyways. And I just want to show you, if we scroll back over this way, there are plenty of people coming down here, walking by the train tracks. This guy's on a bicycle, even better, but people are using this. So I am okay with giving them the 1 freebie so they're hooked for the rest of the city. My friends, we have Travis Parker here. So I guess this is Peter's big brother being supportive, walking across our new path. I don't remember installing a Spider-Man sim, but apparently I did. It sounds like something I would do anyways. I thought that that was pretty funny. We have done so many paths in this city and we are making some money from it, which is really neat. This does look pretty rough from afar. This whole roundabout is going to be a project and I'm very excited for it. So stay tuned for that. But there are 2 more places that I want to get some paths in, and one of them is this airport. I think the way that we are going to do this is we are going to come down here, put in our main gate over here. Briarwood City Park, I am so sorry for you. Let's turn this gate to come like so. And then I guess we need to draw the zone, don't we? So we're just going to scooch it around here, I think, is how this is going to go. Let's put the side gate in over here. And then what we're going to do for this area is we are going to use this one, this covered walkway. I'm very excited to see kind of what this is like. So I'm going to draw it far too tall first. You know me, I will fuss with it afterwards and fix it up. And then over here, I would love to mimic the curve of this path beside it. So I think that is how we're going to go. And then we'll just do like a straight dig down. Care about the slope being too steep. We are going to fix that. Now, this is no good, is it? Let's grab this node and let's go up like so and figure out this height first, because that's going to determine if that slope is going to be too crazy, right? So let's slow things down and wait for, we've got a couple trucks. Yes, so it's a little too low for that one. So I think that worked. Now what about that tractor going through? I need a nice big truck to get a real look. It looks like we need to go up a couple more. That one looked okay. We might have it. Yep, Zed Green's truck is fine. These trucks are fine. I think that is the height that we need to be. Very good. So that means over here, we can just grab all of these nodes and bring them to exactly that height. And let's take a look at this. That is an incredible slope, and that's definitely not like wheelchair accessible. It's not really accessible in any way, is it? So what I think we can do instead is get our park coming over this way as well. And let's move this park gate over here, turn our camera around, scooch this back here and draw another path to it, and then see what sort of slope we can get happening. So if I grab, I want this building, please. That building right there, plus that node, and then I go to slope objects. What do we get? That's a little bit better. There is a lot of, I think these are tourists coming in. Pretty cool. I think we can bring that around that way, have this kind of curve a little bit to match the road as well. I am happy with how that looks. Now that lantana, I think, is in the way. Let's grab this main building. I'm just going to use move it first. I see that will be an issue. Let's see what we can do. I think having a little bit of greenery coming over the sidewalk is not the worst. That's actually even maybe a little bit realistic, right? Gardeners just haven't gotten to it for a little bit, and let's get that nice and curved. I think that will be okay. Over here, we do need to tidy up the spacing on these nodes as well. So going to get these to go along this museum path nicely. Let's bring this one out a little bit more to kind of match as far away as the rest of the path is. I think that looks great. And then that looks just fine. Now we have a path for people to walk to the airport from over here. We'll probably get some sort of transit happening here. That's another episode. And it's covered so they won't get rained on, and they can see the museum stuff as they walk by. I'm really pleased with this one. Right now, we are seeing everyone that's out of the airport come and walk down all the way down here, all the way down here, and they are walking around this way to get to where they want to be within this area. That is a great demonstration of just how far Sims will walk in the game, and I think it may change once we fill in this a little bit more, get some more walkability, maybe across from here to here. It is worth giving that a think, but more importantly, get some mass transit right alongside here. Now, my friends, we are 30 minutes, 43 seconds into the video, and if you have made it this far, please leave a comment in the comments below. You too can be part of the 30-minute gang. We have one last major set of areas to make walkable between them. That's how these words work, and it is over here with over here. How are we gonna do it? This interchange is huge. And you know what we're gonna do? We're actually going to go underground. I'm not usually one to advocate for going underground and just kind of avoiding highways altogether, but we're gonna do it, I think, in a nice way. So let's do the park area first. It's gonna go from here straight through to there. Sorry, Brook Grounds, you are no more. And let's do the main park entrance. It really doesn't matter too much, does it? It's just with how it will look. We'll put it over here. Oh, I messed up where the park zoning is. That's fine. This is zoning tidying is an off-camera Toadie problem. So that is good over there. And then let's get the side gate. It's going to be this way, but what's going to happen is we shall grab, I'm going to actually use the park path the whole way here, and I'm going to get snapping turned back on, and I would like to go underground, please. Can I not do that with the ParkLife path? Right, I figured this out in the 5 Builders 1 City video, and we just won't admit that I forgot, okay? So we'll use the regular concrete path, and we will bring it over here. And then it is time to do the tidy. That exists now. So if we press go, I think we already saw some people using it, which is wonderful. And here's hoping they are paying for it as well, though. And it looks like they are. So let's get the price up. We've got another Spider-Man, Terry Adams this time. Is Terry Adams extra red looking? I think it looks a little funny, eh? But people are using this, and I think that they really needed that. Now, this just kind of looks like a bit of a cop-out, doesn't it? Well, let's change that with a good old-fashioned time-lapse of some detailing. If we go around and add up the net profit of each of these little parks that we're making, we get ourselves to a grand total of 3,822 Simoli dollar coins each week that we are now making, give or take a little as things ebb and flow. Our Sims can now walk in more places, they can bike more places, some places look pretty darn good, and most importantly, I have finally begun to fulfill my promise promised to you that I made in episode 1. Gang, if you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It does help me out quite a bit. If you want to see more City Skylines content like this, of course, subscribe. On the screen right now is a tutorial style video that I put together teaching you how to make more overgrowth and big bushy tree natural areas in your cities. If that's something that you want to learn how to do, give that video a watch next. Gang, I will catch you next time.